Hey, 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 happy Friday. Come on in, pull up a chair. The Daily Dope is in the air. Howdy, 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 gang. Yes, I'm Jeff McAleer, back once again as your host here at The Daily Dope, presented by thegaminggang.com, which I happen to be the Grand Poobah. So tonight is Friday, September 27th. This is episode 371 of The Daily Dope. So welcome aboard. It is really crappy out here in the Chicago area. We have had thunderstorms and loads of rain all day long. Actually started late morning and has not let up since. So you might hear some rain in the background. You might hear some thunder in the background. Fingers crossed we don't see like a little power flicker that knocks the stream offline. Don't know. We will find out. We'll see, right? We're going to roll the dice. Never know what's going to happen. So, if this is the first time you've tuned in to check out the show, this is a live stream, so it is very, very casual. So I like to joke around. We're not talking about rocket surgery here. We're just chatting about tabletop gaming. Because it is a live stream, regardless if you're watching it live now or after the fact, chat is available. It is not on screen. It's one of the ways that I keep some of the more unusual commenters at bay, but I do pay attention to chat. So if you'd like to say howdy, or maybe you've got a question, fire away and I will respond. John Vogel is in chat already. Yes, happy Friday right back at you, John. Thanks for swinging in and hanging out. Fridays are usually kind of, weird. They're sort of hit or miss. Sometimes we have a really good chat going on, and other times, there's been a few times that I've been by myself. So thankfully, John's hanging out. He's going to keep me company. We'll see if anybody else flies on in to check out chat too. Do want to point out, if you like the video, that was weird. Something caught my teeth, and I haven't eaten anything. It's like, what is this? There's so much dust and stuff blowing around down here. I don't know. It's also all kind of chilly in the duct tape studios tonight. So I am actually wearing a little bit of a pullover here. So I'm nice and toasty now. Anyway, as I was going to say, if you like the video, please give it a quick thumbs up. If you check out some of the videos on the Gaming Gang channel and you like them, by all means, please subscribe. If you do, don't forget, ring that little bell, because not only will it remind you of when a stream goes live, it will notify you that. It also share when I share and upload new videos as well. So Hubcam 210 is swinging to chat also. So of course, if you do subscribe, tell a friend. In fact, tell two friends. And don't forget, visit thegaminggang.com. That is my home website. That's what the channel's named after. It is one of the most popular tabletop gaming websites in the world. Yes, it is. And there's a lot going on over on the website that you just don't catch here on the show. So I've got a lot of good news tonight. I've got a good mixture of news. I've got a cool Kickstarter I want to share with you in just a bit as well. But first off, let's dive on in, because Warlord Games is releasing a new 1/700th scale Age of Sail game. It is called Black Seas, and I've got the dope about the Master and Commander starter set. Alongside a soft back copy of the Black Seas core rules, you'll get 9 beautifully detailed plastic miniatures, 3 frigates, and 6 brigs. You'll also get sails, rigging, and flag sheets for all your ships, and all the ship cards, wake markers, and tokens that you'll need to play. Also included is an A0 battle map, dice, and rulers. The starter set also comes with an exclusive 28mm miniature, the Sea Wolf, brandishing a pistol With a dirk strapped to his arm, this ferocious fighter is the perfect starting point for a black powder landing party. The Black Seas rulebook is gloriously detailed, and you can see Gabriel's passion for the period throughout its 96 pages. It includes everything to play rules-wise, also delving into the likes of painting and rigging your vessels, campaign play, linking to games of black powder, and national special rules options. The Master and Commander starter set for Black Seas contains those aforementioned 9 vessels. It does carry an MSRP of $70, and you can also order the rulebook in softcover for $32. This is expected to ship in October. Sweet! I have a soft spot for Age of Sail miniatures. I've just never actually encountered a rule system that I liked. So, because the reality is, it is very, very difficult to sink a wooden ship. Right? You can blast it apart with all the shot that you want. It is very difficult to sink a wooden ship, and I have found. Okay, so I'll be honest. I have not played Age of Sail. So, what is the Ares Games? It's not Age of Sail. It's Sails of Glory. That's what it's called. It's just Age of Sail as the era. I have not played that. It does look interesting, but I have not played that. But I gotta say, these miniatures look pretty cool, and it is paper rigging that they're using there. It almost looks like it's sticker sheets. But I'm gonna take a guess they're probably dual-sided cutouts for the sails. So, which is another aspect of miniatures for Age of Sail that is usually kind of tricky, is doing rigging as well as the sails on really small scale ships. So this looks pretty cool. This might be definitely worth a look come October. Gonna still talk about miniatures here because WizKids has a new set of Dungeons & Dragons pre-painted minis. They're headed our way, and I've got the dope. Straight from the realm of Eberron rising from the last war, this set features a number of exciting races and monsters from Eberron for players to add to their collections. Enter Eberron, a war-torn world filled with magic-fueled technology, airships, and lightning trains, where noir-inspired mystery meets swashbuckling adventure. In this 44-piece set, miniatures representing the new Artificer class, along with miniatures of Shifters and Warforged, are available for the first time. Other infamous characters from Eberron, including the Lord of Blades, also make an appearance. Each brick contains 8 booster boxes. Each booster box contains 4 figures total. 1 large or huge figure and 3 medium or small figures. And there are 4 bricks in a case. I'll explain why I'm mentioning the cases in just a moment. The boosters will carry an MSRP of $15.99. Customers who do pre-order a D&D Icons of the Realms Eberron Rising from the Last War, say that 5 times fast, standard booster case, will have the opportunity to purchase a Sky Coach premium figure case incentive promotional set while supplies last. The Sky Coach is the perfect addition to your adventures in Sharn, the city of skyscrapers. Also included are Soarer sleds, those are those little green things that you see there, for your fellow party members to ride, or possibly for pirates to attack from. This fantastic pre-painted premium set contains a variety of pieces to bring your adventures in Eberron to life, along with all the miniatures in the D&D Icons of the Realms Eberron Rising from the Last War. Perfect way to kick off your next adventure, and a beautiful display piece as well that will carry an MSRP of $79.99. Keeping in mind you have to purchase a case to even have an opportunity to get that. So normally that's something that the retailers get their hands on, but as I've always understood, that offer is open to just regular customers too if you purchase a case. The D&D Icons of the Realm Eberron Rising from the Last War miniatures will be available next March. So sweet. Pretty cool. I wish we had some more images of the miniatures. They're not sharing a whole lot. Usually we normally see like 10, 12 different miniatures. This time out, WizKids is only sharing 3. But the pre-paints look pretty nice, I have to admit. One of these days, I really got to check out some of the WizKids deep cuts, the unpainted miniatures, just to kind of see what kind of quality they are as far as painting them. But it looks like a lot of their pre-painted miniatures are also kind of deep cut as well. So let's move on into some role-playing game news, because that is what we've seen a lot of news about lately, which I'm kind of surprised, because we do have Essen. We have Spiel coming up in Essen, but I'm not seeing tons and tons of board game news. But I did mention the new Pathfinder Adventure Path Extinction Curse will kick off in January, but that is not all that's arriving from Paizo for Pathfinder that month. And I've got the dope. First, we've got the Pathfinder 2nd Edition Game Mastery Guide. Inside, you'll find handy advice for building your own adventures, designing towns, and creating vibrant characters alongside rule systems for dramatic chases, thrilling tournaments, and deadly duels. This book also includes more than 40 pages of sample non-player characters, from the simple town guard to the vilest of vile cultists, presented to make your job as game master that much easier. The Pathfinder Game Master Guide includes rules, advice, and guidelines to build adventures, campaigns, and the denizens and treasures that lurk within, from settlements to nations to infinite planes. You'll discover creative variant rules to make the game your own, including variant bonus, feat, and magic item progressions, characters gaining the power of multiple classes at once, and more. You'll find all sorts of new and variant magic items, including intelligent items, cursed items, artifacts, quirks you can add to items, and a brand new type of item called a relic that scales with your character. Additionally, in this tome, a catalog of subsystems that handle unique situations, from thrilling chases to researching mysteries to vehicle combat to elaborate duels to sandbox-style exploration, and more. Plus, the book includes a universal victory point system to help you design your own subsystems. There are more than 60 new NPCs to use in your game, designed for maximum usefulness in any Pathfinder campaign. This will carry an MSRP of $49.99. There is also a special edition with a faux leather cover that will carry an MSRP of $69.99. There is also the Pathfinder 2nd Edition Lost Omens, Gods, and Magic. No fantasy setting is complete without a pantheon of powerful deities for its characters to worship or fear. Whether you're a sneaky rogue asking the god of thievery for a blessing on your next heist, or a valorous crusader calling the might of your patron down upon the forces of evil, faith and the forces behind it are key to every character's identity. Within this volume, you'll find details on the gods and non-deific faiths of the Age of Lost Omens from the perspective of their clergy and lay worshippers. You'll also discover new domains, feats, and spells to customize your character, and an exhaustive index of hundreds of deities from the Pathfinder setting you can worship, and the mechanical benefits of doing so. An indispensable resource for both players looking to flesh out their characters' motivations and game masters aiming to bring the evil cults, zealous evangelists, and holy warriors of their campaigns to life. Pathfinder Lost Omens, Gods, and Magic is an essential addition to any Pathfinder 2nd Edition campaign. This will also carry an MSRP of $39.99. There's also the Advanced GM screen for Pathfinder. There can be a lot to keep track of while running a thrilling game of Pathfinder, but the right Game Master screen can make all the difference. This 4-panel horizontal screen has a lavish illustration on one side and a wealth of useful charts and tables on the other, referencing a number of the advanced rule systems first presented in the Pathfinder Game Mastery Guide. This screen will help keep your secret notes and maps hidden from players while making your job as Game Master simpler than ever. The GM screen will carry an MSRP of $19.99. So there are also some flip mats that are available as well. There's some Starfinder stuff, which I will talk about on Monday's show. But yeah, we got a lot of goodies arriving in January to ring in the new year from Paizo for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Pretty sweet. I am hoping maybe to get a chance to actually take a peek at the Game Mastery Guide. I have to reach out to my contact over at Paizo to see if I can make that happen. Because I got the bestiary, I got the actual core book, did reviews of them, but I haven't seen anything else. So we'll find out. Flaming Huron has arrived in chat as well. Happy Friday to everybody in chat. So we talked about Pathfinder. Let's talk a little bit about Dungeons & Dragons because the latest issue of Dragon Plus is now available. I have to laugh. I get a kick out of that cover because I happen to be a cat person. So kind of get a kick out of that. Download issue 27 now to explore Max Dunbar's Hellscape Sketchbook. Discover Beetle and Grimm's next amazing offering and learn how to take part in this year's Extra Life charitable outreach, which we are actually going to be taking part in November, just like we do. Well, we've done the past 2 years. We're going to do it again. Anyway, you'll find all of that out within this issue, guest edited by Extra Life donor Chris Boyce. Don't actually know why they got to be the guest editor, but I don't know. Maybe they made a real good donation to Extra Life. Maybe that had something to do with it. Do want to mention there is actually a very good article in this month's Dragon Plus. It's about making Dungeons and Dragons much more accessible for the hearing impaired. I found it to be very interesting. I do mention, I know some people aren't big fans of Dragon Plus because it's more like advertising than anything else, you know. And I get it, but I will want to point out the sign language article is actually very, very interesting. I thought that was well worth the download. So let's move on to a Kickstarter that really, really interested in. And I should point out that if you've got any interest whatsoever in role-playing games that feature the Old West and or horror, then you owe it to yourself to check out the latest Kickstarter from Chris Spivey and Darker Hue Studios. I've got the dope on Haunted West. One moment sets the course of destiny. But what if that one moment was changed in the smallest of ways? What if one madman's plan actually were to succeed beyond our known history? Darker Hue Studios presents its second project, Haunted West, a historical fiction weird western spaghetti action game. This is a game about hope through struggle. It's a game that pieces together the stories of the largely forgotten people of the Old West, the people who have been whitewashed by history. Discover the American experience in the Weird West. Grab your rifle, jetpack, and spurs. Jetpack? What? To battle traitorous rebels in the defense of freedom. Join the fight against temporally displaced dinosaurs. Rustle cattle to make ends meet. And hijack a train full of illicit Confederate gold. I hope you've got the grit and gumption to see this through. Head 'em up, move 'em out. Haunted West honors the many forgotten voices of the American frontier, tips its hat to the Weird West genre, rides the trails with the spaghetti and Hollywood westerns, and drinks at the saloon with historical truths. It's a game about our real-world history that does not whitewash it, but instead amplifies the voices that shape the West and thereby America, helping define the world. We've taken an entirely new approach to the Weird West genre in gaming, with a system built from the ground up to enable you to tell the kind of stories you want and accurately represent the history of the Old West while running games as gritty or as pulpy as you want. Haunted West approaches the Weird West in a unique way, riding the rails towards something new. This is fertile ground for all. Haunted West explores the true history of the American frontier with a focus on the tales of the forgotten, unknown, and overlooked, and all through Weird West goggles. Chris Spivey and Hue Studios has put together, it's about a 2-minute video about the Kickstarter. Let's kick back and give it a watch.
Growing up in Alabama, I spent a lot of Saturdays watching Westerns with my grandmother. At first, it was something I really didn't want to do, but as we were poor, we only had one TV, and it became a bonding experience between the two of us. And even as I watched it and I got closer to her, I would still never see anyone that looked like me, unless they were the villain or the butt of the joke, and that always bothered me. A few years later, I actually discovered that Bass Reeves was the inspiration for the Lone Ranger, and I was blown away. And discovering that fact made me want to learn more about the West. Haunted West is here to amplify the voices of the forgotten people of the American experience. Are you in?
The Haunted West Kickstarter launched earlier today. It's already well past the 160% funding level. You can reserve a copy of the book in PDF for a $20 pledge. You can score the physical book and PDF for a $55 pledge now through November 1st. Gotta say that this is mighty interesting for a variety of reasons, actually. So first off, if you have ever run Call of Cthulhu and you do not have Harlem Unbound, you owe it to yourself to pick that up because it is excellent. It is probably one of the best source books ever created for Call of Cthulhu. It is that good. It is not from Chaosium, although I am waiting to see the edition that is from Chaosium that Chris Spivey was working on. So it's excellent. Sammy did a review on it on the site and gave it a 10 out of 10. It is that good. So I am really looking forward to maybe checking this out in the future with the Haunted West, because it seems to me that you've got a lot of variety in how you can approach this. So first off, we did see that there are like 3 styles to play. You can play it where it's just more narrative and you kind of keep the die rolling to a minimum. There's also, you can play it where it's kind of traditional, where it's narrative and you're doing plenty of dice rolling. And then there's also a third way of playing where it's more kind of miniatures driven. So I think that's pretty cool how you've got that aspect of the design. And then it almost seems like you could play this as a historical game. You don't have to create any sort of gonzo Weird West sort of vibes to it. You could play it completely historically. You can make it more of kind of an odd Weird West sort of setting, or you can go completely gonzo because they mentioned jetpacks, dinosaurs, things like that. So this could be really cool. So did want to share that information because that is a Kickstarter that I have kind of been keeping my eye out on to see when it would launch. I definitely wanted to share the news about that. And as I expected, boom, funded first day, first few hours. It hasn't even been live 8 hours, I don't think. It's already past 160%. So pretty sweet. My final news piece is for Alt. You may have recalled that I talked about this last week. It's another role-playing game. And Vengar Satanis has some free pre-generated characters which are available right now in PDF from DriveThruRPG, from Kort'Thalis Publishing. Absolutely free, as I mentioned, and I've got the dope. Alt Pre-Generated is the first product supporting the OSR/5th edition Mega Dungeon campaign Alt. It is a compilation of 27 player characters who fit into that eldritch gonzo science fantasy post-apocalyptic world quite well. First and foremost, I created this PDF for the virtual games I run online. When game mastering a quick one-shot or even a weekly campaign for noobs coming in and out at odd intervals, I don't want character creation to be a struggle or a time sink. I can tell you, myself personally, back in the day, we rolled up so many characters for games that we never ended up playing. I was like, yeah, okay, let's get together for this game session. Oh, we're gonna play Aftermath? Oh yeah, post-apocalyptic? Yeah, that's cool. 3 hours later, we all had characters we rolled up and never played. Anyway, back to Vengar. Alt Pre-Generated is like handing your actors a list of potential roles they can play. All they have to do is choose the one that speaks to them, so they can breathe life into that character. Additionally, I go into detail about alignments used in both Alt and Crimson Dragonslayer D20. It's kind of a different take, while referencing the old school alignment tropes we all know and love. Enjoy! Vengar Satanis. As I mentioned, you can snag the 13-page PDF with the pre-generated characters, which I'm sure you could use for other games too. You can get it absolutely free over at DriveThruRPG. And of course, as I always point out when I mention DriveThruRPG, Gaming Gang and thus the Daily Dope are affiliates of the One Bookshelf sites. So if you are going to swing over to DriveThruRPG or say Wargame Vault, please stop at thegaminggang.com first, click on one of our banners. That way, if you do make a purchase, I get a small portion of that sale. I got to be honest, it all adds up. All those little dimes and quarters and nickels end up adding up, and they do pay for, usually, most months, the hosting for thegaminggang.com, which I don't have cheapo GoDaddy hosting either. So I like to point that out. I don't have $4 a month hosting. Like, multiply that by 10, and that's still not how much I pay for the hosting. You can't have over 1 million visitors a year on like cheapo hosting. All right, so that is the news for today. Do want to mention, did upload my review of Bricks from Stronghold Games. It's weird. It's another one of those videos that really, it's like, nobody's checking it out. I don't know. It's like a Stronghold thing, Stronghold game thing with me. I don't know what the deal is. Then again, it probably doesn't help that it's not a very good game. It's just, okay. So, but this weekend, I will also have my reviews for Rough Nights and Hard Days for Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. That'll be up. And my review of the new edition of RuneQuest, role-playing in Glorantha. That will be up as well. Got some other videos I will be shooting, because I've already shot those. I'm just finishing up my post on those two reviews. I am going to sit down and I'm going to dig through a lot of the Midderlands books and maps and things like that the fine folks over at Monkey Blood Design were kind enough to send me. I'm going to shoot just one big video where we're going to kind of look at all this different stuff. And hopefully I'll have that done this weekend. And then, of course, I'll do my reviews separately. But we got a lot of goodies. Lots of goodies to kind of dig into. And I want to actually start shooting the video this weekend so I can start reading it. Because I'm one of these people where I don't cheat. When I do a first look or page through unboxing, I always leave, the plastic on the box, right? But even when I do like a first look for role-playing game products, I don't cheat. I don't look through. So first time I crack it open on camera, that's the first time I'm seeing anything. And there is some little flying bug down here. It's like, you may have actually seen it go right past the screen here. Pretty weird. All right, so bit quicker show than usual. It's Friday. I want to get my weekend started, kick back, relax. So everybody who hung out and chat to keep me company, thank you very much. I know Fridays can be a little quiet around here, but as I like to point out, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit gaminggang.com for the latest in gaming news, reviews, comics, movies, TV. By now you know the drill. Get your geek on at gaminggang.com. So, I will be back on Monday. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Friday. Have a great weekend. Have a very safe weekend as well. And of course, until next week, happy trails. Zubba-dabba-dabba-dabba-boo, zubba-dubba-dubba-daboo, zibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-boo. Hey, hi, I didn't realize that you were still here. You must be sitting waiting for YouTube and its infinite wisdom to actually autoplay you your next video. Well, if that happens to be the case, I only have 20 seconds for me to be able to provide all this info to you, so get ready. If you'd like to subscribe to the Gaming Gang, click right here. Or if you'd like to check out the latest episode of The Daily Dope, click right here. Or if you'd like to check out a randomly selected video, click right here. Once again, I'm Jeff McAleer, and thanks for watching.